storm. There's rain ahead of this storm, so you're not going to be able to just walk out the door and see this tornado like sometimes you would be here in the plains. So that's why you want to listen to us again. Take your shelter, do what you need to do, just because this is going to be heavily wrapped in rain. Here's another check with the velocity. Not super tight at this point. It's not as strong as it was at about 10 minutes ago when this got issued and we moved it into parts of Adair County, but that doesn't mean we're going to stop coverage here until that crosses out of our viewing area or until the National Weather Service of Tulsa starts to give us kind of that all clear that they are not going to continue to warn on this just because it's not quite as strong. And again, there are those areas that we're watching. So it's past Rock Fence Road now. We had mentioned your name earlier as this storm was a little bit closer to you. That rotation was a little bit closer to you. That is starting to be a little bit more areas to the north. So Odell, you were still in this. Floss as well. Those again are parts of Arkansas's coverage area, getting really close to crossing the state line. Not quite there just yet, so we'll stay on for a couple more minutes until we start to see that happening. But I want to give you more of a wide view again one more time to see. This is where these storms are currently moving into parts of Arkansas, but as you zoom out even more, we are even starting to see the rain has cleared out of Tulsa now. If you're thinking things are getting pretty breezy behind this rain now, we have this thing called a wake low that is developing, so making things pretty breezy back towards the Tulsa metro, even though the rain is moving out. But that is great news after all the rain that we've had so far this morning and the flooding that we've been dealing with. You can see that main line right here is now east of downtown Tulsa, and it's going to continue to move east over the next few hours. So other areas that have been dealing with those flooding issues and those flooding concerns over the last really 2 days when we've had a lot of that rainfall, a lot of that is moving out for the rest of your Wednesday. So one tornado warning right now. Severe thunderstorm warnings even at this point have started to move more into Arkansas. I'm going to send things back over to Chief Meteorologist James Adelaw to kind of see this tornado warning as it moves out of our area.
Absolutely, and this is likely the last tornado warning we will deal with for at least the next few days. There's the tornado warning still officially in place for southeastern Adair County. It does not include Stillwell or West Peavine or Greasy. Anybody from Highway 59 west, you're all clear here. Our one tornado warning still in effect. Let's take a look right in. We'll zoom in with not only this reflectivity as we look at rainfall rate, but we'll also look at velocity data too, and that gives us an idea of how those raindrops are moving. And earlier we did have a little bit stronger circulation, might have been a new one starting to form across the state line. Right now we still have a little bit of red next to green right in here, so we're going to stick with you here for just the next few minutes as we watch this. Correlation coefficient, I don't see anything that is too alarming at the moment, but it's something we'll keep a close eye on. It's hilly and the rain is heavy with some spots of small hail. All of that can interfere a little bit with correlation coefficient, what we're trying to do to see lofted debris. But for now, we'll continue to watch that last little bit of rotation as it moves across the state line and toward Arkansas, State Highway 59, just to the south of Evansville. So the tornado warning is still in effect until about, let's see, the tornado warning is in effect until 3 o'clock. Let's jump back over to velocity right now. And again, that's actually a little bit weaker here as the rotation is kind of sitting right along the state line between Adair County and Crawford and Washington County in Arkansas, but we have still seen some persistent rotation kind of on the west side of the original rotation. I'm going to drag this over just a little bit, see if we get a little better idea here. Yeah, so we're still seeing some rotation in the extreme southeastern corner of Adair County. Again, this is very hilly and very wooded terrain, so visual on anything down is going to be really tough to see. The velocity level has come down significantly on it, but it's still present, still organized, and still could likely produce a tornado. It certainly is a little bit weaker than it was just a few minutes ago. Correlation coefficient data is still not showing anything super alarming with it right now, like we would have a tornado down with it, with the main rotation east of Bell in about 1 mile on the Oklahoma side of the state line. So we will continue to watch this very closely as it moves toward the east. As Michaela said, it's also getting breezy in the rest of eastern Oklahoma as the pressures equalize behind that big area of rain and thunder that we saw develop this morning and move toward the east. Now, officially, we still have tornado watches in effect for Adair, Sequoia, LaFleur, and McCurtain County in Oklahoma, and a set of 3 flash flood warnings in central Oklahoma too. But for now, the heavy rain is finally starting to wind down. In our coverage area, Adair County is the last county with that tornado warning. Again, in reflectivity, it doesn't look terribly impressive at all. Let's zoom into this again. We'll get right in super tight, and this kind of gives you also an idea of just how hilly the terrain is by how windy some of the roads are, and these creeks and little almost brooks are very windy. So we'll watch this little bit of circulation continue to slide toward the east, and as it does, it'll move across the state line in the next few minutes. Again, quick check of correlation coefficient, not seeing anything alarming out of this at all, and reflectivity continues to show a little bit of circulation right along the state line, but so far, no indication of lofted debris. Looking at high resolution Doppler radar right now, it looks to me like that rotation has jumped across the state line right now into parts of right on that border of Crawford and Washington County in Arkansas. And it is a little bit weaker too. So we'll expand the view. Let me go back to velocity. Again, not seeing anything too alarming there, but again, looking at high resolution Doppler radar, it looked like the strongest velocity indication of circulation is now on the border or between the border and Arkansas Highway 59. So for now, we will go back to regular programming. Again, this looks like the last of the tornado threat in our coverage area, but we will have full Fox 23 severe weather team coverage coming up at 5 o'clock.